Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So it's been a little while since I drove around my favourite German track, and of course that is the Nürburgring. And following on from my Formula E video last week, I thought what I would do is take another incredible electric car, bridge to gantry, and just see how we get on, try and tell you a little bit about it, and just have a little bit of fun. But before we do that, of course, if you guys are liking the videos that I'm making, if you guys enjoy the videos that I make, then of course don't forget to hit the like button down below. If you can, please hit the subscribe button as well. That massively helps me out, and of course the little bell notification as well. So let's head out on track and see how this car performs. So here we are heading out onto the track, out of the tourist car park with the Volkswagen IDR. Now the first thing that most people don't actually know about the Volkswagen IDR is the fact that it actually was born out of the VW emissions scandal. And so in 2015-ish, Volkswagen got caught being a bit naughty with some of their production cars. Basically, the cars, or they'd figured out a way to make it so that the cars would pass their emissions tests, but also, once they were moving again, kind of be either more efficient or kind of more powerful, and would produce more harmful gases for the environment. So Volkswagen were very naughty, and kind of as sort of penance to themselves for this kind of heinous crime, they decided they were going to pull out of every form of motorsport that they entered. Now, Volkswagen, you're kind of saying, well, they're not massively known for motorsport. They're pretty good at rallying. They sort of won the Dakar a few times. But what you've got to remember is that Volkswagen are the owners of Audi. Now, of course, Audi are pretty handy when it comes to Le Mans. Now, obviously, Audi pretty much dominated Le Mans in the kind of late 90s and early 2000s, winning, I think it was something like 13 out of 15 years. And Volkswagen also owned Bentley, who, when Audi weren't winning Le Mans, Bentley were. So they pretty much dominated about 15 years worth of Le Mans. So they know how to make a quick car. So what you've got to realise with this electric car, and it is electric, it's fully electric, is that it's 680 horsepower from two motors, one on each axle. So it actually drives like a four-wheel drive car, and it's very pointy, but it has a monumental amount of downforce as well. So just get slowed down for at an hour force, and I actually got a little bit of understeer there. That's the first time I think I've ever experienced that, as we're very rapidly getting around this track. Now, the IDR was basically produced to smash every record out there in terms of lap time. So this thing has been to the 2018 Pikes Peak hill climb, and won, obviously. It actually beat the Pikes Peak hill climb record with a time of 7 minutes 57 seconds, which in itself is quite impressive. It beat Sebastian Loeb and his Peugeot 208 Pikes Peak thingy that he had kind of helped produce. And but what's even more impressive to me is it absolutely smashed the previous electric entry. And so the previous electric record holder was a minute slower. Now, Pikes Peak is a fairly long hill climb. It's not that long, though. It's only 8 minutes or so. This car is the first car ever to go sub 8 minutes at Pikes Peak. And once they conquered Pikes Peak, they decided that they were just going to go after some more records. So it's quite apt that I'm driving this car on the Nordschleife. It's very much not in world record trim at the moment. I've got all the downforce going on here. And you can see that by the fact we're only really hitting 260Ks, which, if I were to take all the downforce off this car, we would be easily pushing 280, nearly 300Ks through here. Let's just lift off as we go through Bravery Corner. And so this car is the fastest electric vehicle ever to lap the Nordschleife. This this car, and I'm actually trying to change gear here. This car managed it in 6 minutes 5 seconds. So the only thing that I know of that's actually faster in terms of going around the Nürburgring is the 919 Evo. And to be honest, I think with the state of electric technology, bearing in mind this car is now 2 or 3 years old, so it's fairly old tech in terms of electric power now, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying in my Formula E video. I think this car would, if they turned the wick all the way up now, would probably push that 919 Evo time. It also has the record at Goodwood. Obviously, the Goodwood Festival of Speed featured this car in 2019, I think it was, and Romain Dumas, who's the guy that actually set all of these records, and coincidentally is an Audi, or used to be an Audi LMP1 driver, and then a Porsche LMP1 driver. So apt that we're talking about the 919 Evo, is the current driver for this monstrous machine. And set all of these records, but it actually went up the Goodwood hill climb, beating Nick Heidfeld in his Formula 1 car in a time of 39 seconds. I think it's 39.9. And that's kind of no wonder, really. So to give you, let's say, a little bit of a summary of this car, I've said already that it's 1,100, less than 1,100 kilos, has a monumental amount of downforce. They actually measured the Gs that this car was producing, and as we're going to run wide, but I'm going to carry on anyway, as we just take to the gravel. I don't think we hit the barrier there. And this car was producing 3.6 Gs around some of the turns, and that is monstrous on the Nordschleife. That's horrific when you think that Formula 1 cars are 5 Gs sometimes, maybe, if they're pushing really hard. So there we go. That was a 6:14, which absolutely smashes my GT2 MR lap. And but yeah, like I say, this car will do 0 to 60 in 2.25 seconds. So able to get that nearly 700 horsepower down to the ground incredibly fast. And that's something that will stick with me, having done this lap now, is that the amount of grip that this thing has. I wonder, actually, I might do that in a later video and see how this thing does with some of the downforce taken off. But there we go. That's the Volkswagen IDR. I hope this has been informative for you guys. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two. And of course, don't forget to do all those fun YouTube things, like the video, hit the subscribe button, and of course, don't forget to leave me a comment below. Of course, don't forget as well that we have now the Amazon affiliate links down below. So if you are buying anything off Amazon, feel free to jump into the description below and go into Amazon via that link, and that just gives me a little bit of money just to help support the channel as well. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.